to my sales rep role. My dashboard is designed so I am only accessing information that is relevant to my role. The navigation is easy and intuitive to ensure user adoption is high. Front and center, I have access to critical sales information, and with one click can drill down into the underlying details to take a pulse on how I am performing. From open opportunities to upcoming proposals to close, to recently won insertion orders, and I can even make adjustments to my sales forecast. I can do other things, such as take a look at my reminders to manage exceptions or take action on items. I also have real-time visibility into key performance indicators to take a pulse on trends over my sales, my new opportunities, or open proposals. And I can also see how I stack rank against my colleagues based on total revenue. So let's go ahead and we'll start focusing on the top of the funnel by generating a new lead in the system. There's a variety of ways that leads can come into the system. We'll start by taking a look at an online lead form. This page you can embed on your website or possibly in a marketing landing page. This is where you can have the prospect enter a request for information, and when they go ahead and submit this page, it will automatically create them as a lead in NetSuite. Keep in mind, leads can also be imported and manually entered. Here in the lead form, I've already gone ahead and pre-populated basic contact information for this lead. When I click submit, I'm going to have it reroute to a specific homepage or maybe your home website or a landing page that you want to redirect this lead or prospect to. And behind the scenes, what is happening, the system is leveraging routing rules and defined sales territories to route the lead to the appropriate sales rep. This Salesforce automation tool is flexible enough so you can tailor it to meet your organizational requirements. I'm going to go back into my sales manager role and sales rep role, and I can see that on my reminders, when I go ahead and refresh this information, my leads are automatically updated in real time. I can now drill into the underlying details and take a pulse on Hall Media Inc. that has just been entered into the system. I can drill down into the underlying lead record and see that all my information from that online lead form has been pre-populated in the system. I didn't have to manually key in or do any manual data entry in the system. And I can see under my messages, I've already proactively sent an automated response out to this customer, thanking them for their interest and letting them know that someone would reach out to them shortly. As Will Clark, the sales rep, I can go ahead and proactively follow up with an additional email, or maybe I want to go ahead and perform another sales activity and log a phone call to follow up with him later in the week. We're going to go ahead and put that we will follow up with Alex, and we'll go ahead and set a reminder for this on Thursday. You can go ahead and save the scheduled activity down, and from my activities portlet, I can go ahead and manage all the sales activities within the system to ensure that I'm proactively following up with leads and prospects. So here we can see right where that call is. Everything's happening in real time to ensure I don't miss any opportunities to connect with my new leads. I also, for any of these lead nurturing steps and sales activities that I'm doing, I can do it directly from my dashboard. I have a dedicated tab to managing leads, tracking monthly trends, and an interactive portlet here that allows me to proactively connect with these specific leads in my pipeline. Right from here, I can perform sales activities, phone calls, events, emails, and it just so happens that I receive an inbound phone call from Alex, who's interested in running a media campaign with us for his new shoe line. I'm going to go ahead and create a new opportunity. All the information on the opportunity is pre-populated with the lead information that I have in the system. I want to highlight a few additional fields. I have the opportunity to go ahead and create a campaign name. So we'll go ahead and have a new shoe line as our title based on the description that Alex provided us. I'm also going to associate this with a specific advertiser that we're bringing in to assist on this specific media deal that we'll be running. And as you can see, I have an ability to define a status. The status is driving the pipeline and forecast metrics. So I can, as this opportunity progresses throughout its life cycle, I can increase the status. So I've spoken with Alex, I've identified him as the decision maker, and what we can see is the probability is set to 20%, and as this progresses throughout the life cycle, I've now increased the likelihood of this deal closing, identifying that decision making, moving the probability from 20 to 30%. Based on my conversation with Alex, I know that I'm going to be running a specific mobile banner ad. We've decided that we go ahead and deliver 500,000 impressions for him, And we're doing this through a rate model CPM. But keep in mind you have the flexibility to change this. Maybe you're running some types of media that will be tracked based on CPC, CPV, and you can even set up pre-negotiated rate models at the client level that will default in. We'll go ahead and specify when we'll be running this campaign. So it's going to run for 2 months, starting in February and going through the end of March. In addition, Alex has requested that we place an ad in a sports magazine. Without NetSuite, I never had visibility into what premium positions were available and often went back to clients to suggest another issue in a magazine because the position that I had initially pitched was already sold by a colleague. Within NetSuite, I have the flexibility to open multiple tabs at once. So I'm going to move away from my opportunity and scroll down into my home dashboard to take a look at a portlet that's going to give me real-time visibility into premium positions. I can come down here and I can quickly see that our back page of the March issue, we have a quantity of 1 on hand that's available to sell. I'm now going to reserve and make sure that I know that that spot is available and I can guarantee this to Alex. So I'm going to go ahead and reserve this position in the magazine on the back page for Alex and then define those flight start and end dates for him, starting in that March issue and running until the end of that March issue. And now I can go ahead and save down my opportunity. And as soon as I save down this information, upper management has real-time visibility into this forecasted revenue. This is a big differentiator for us in the marketplace. I'm going to go to my shortcuts and open up a couple of reports. So here I have my pipeline to run report. This is giving me real-time visibility into my forecasted revenue. We can see the opportunity that we just created with Hall Media Co. with our ABC Shoe Company as our advertiser, that specific campaign, the revenue channels that we're selling into, and the total pitched opportunity amount. We can see specifically what amount of revenue we'll be running in a specific time frame. And this is of course based on the weighted probability that we have set for this opportunity. And just to show you the flexibility of the system when it comes to reporting, we can also view this as a heat map. I have a graphical representation that's color coded for any actual sales and insertion orders that have been sold, so I can take a true pulse on when my media will be running. So again, this is just giving better insight to either anticipated revenue or actual book revenue, so upper management has better visibility into when that cash flow will be coming into the business. And it just so happens that I receive a follow-up call from Alex, and he wants to go ahead and move forward with the pitch that we just sent over to him from the opportunity that we created. Just like my leads dashboard, I have an entire page dedicated to opportunity management. Right from here, I can go ahead and refresh this portlet, and in real time, I'm able to take a quick pulse on all the opportunities that I'm actively engaged in managing. Right from here, I have the ability to inline edit and update the opportunity status. It makes it easier for my sales organizations to keep up to date with their opportunities, ensuring that upper management is getting true visibility into an accurate pipeline forecast with the ease and ability to do inline editing directly from your dashboard. So we've talked a lot about how to manage leads, prospects in the systems, and opportunities, but in addition, a lot of our business comes from existing clients. So I'm going to be planning a trip to Los Angeles on the West Coast to follow up with some of these customers. I can go to my customer lookup and I have a variety of search criteria and fields that I can go ahead and filter down on. So I'm going to type in a specific geographical location and it's going to pull back all my clients in Los Angeles. This ensures that I can pay them a visit when I'm out there on the West Coast. Right from here, I can drill down into the specific client record, or you can also leverage the goal of the search to pull back details on this client. So we'll go ahead and again, it's easy and intuitive to locate information and navigate the system. And this is really another differentiator for us because everything's on a unified platform. I have a 360-degree view into this client. I can track things like activities, phone calls, events that have been logged, any email communication out to that client, files associated with this record, internal user notes. I can see all the variety of historical sales transactions, open opportunities. In terms of relationships, I can look at sub-customers or related brands to the specific client. NetSuite's able to manage that parent-child hierarchy of data for you. With regards to financial information, I can track things such as terms, rate models, credit limits, and even balance information. So the total balance due, what's overdue, and a mini aging AR. And lastly, I have a customer 360, and this allows us to manage trends and analytics for the specific customer. So I can take a look at the top items that we've sold to them. And as we've been talking about dashboards specific to a role, I have a dashboard dedicated to my client, giving me real-time visibility. To the left here, I have some basic information regarding balance, overdue balances, as well as key performance indicators. I can see my sales has drastically increased from last fiscal year, as well as any other metrics around forecast, pipeline, unbilled orders. So we've gone through sort of a day in the life of the sales rep, taking a look at how they can gain visibility into managing leads, prospects, opportunities, as well as existing customers. Now, let's see how a sales manager can manage the performance of their overall sales team. Now that I've switched into my sales manager role, I have full visibility into my team's activities using real-time metrics and KPIs. I can keep up to date on open opportunities, key performance indicator to track sales, open opportunities, proposals, as well as see how my sales rep rank against one another with a visual graphic. I even have a sales manager forecast to see the breakout of how my team rolls up to me with real-time view of how they are tracking to quota against forecasts and actual figures. And what I like to take a pulse on most is how accurate that forecast is that my sales reps are providing for me. So I can run this forecast accuracy to get visibility into just that, what their actual forecast was projected and what their actual sales were, and track that variance. I can throw this out by a variety of time periods as well. And as with any report in NetSuite, I can export this into Excel. All the formulas and formatting will be pre-populated over, as well as into a PDF or Word document, or I could even schedule this out. I could define that set frequency and indicate the recipient. This could be someone internally within the organization, or maybe you have a report externally that you want to share and schedule out to a specific client. System will go ahead and automate all that information for you. I want to highlight our opportunities. So as a sales manager, we can come in here and we can really track and monitor from comparative sales, win-loss rates, opportunity close rates to take a toll on how my team is performing, as well as focus in on those top open opportunities to ensure that those are the mission critical items that I'm focused on and meeting those close dates. And I like my sales team to be proactive in maintaining and reaching out with constant touch points for existing opportunities. I can see that all of these opportunities haven't been touched within the last week. Now I can proactively follow up with my sales reps to understand why they didn't reach out to this specific client regarding this opportunity. And then lastly, we can really just summarize everything into a sales central, one location to really take a true pulse on the performance of my overall team. We have a sales leaderboard, so we can see how our reps are stack ranked, whether it be based on the total number of transactions or the total sum of those sales figures. I can scroll down here, I can see a sales audit to track and manage individual performance, as well as sales activity if I have a specific touch point plan that I'm monitoring within the system, whether that be events, phone calls, tasks. So as a sales manager, I really have all the metrics within NetSuite, allowing me to proactively manage my sales organization. Now that we have taken a look at how my company uses NetSuite to efficiently manage our leads and customers, let's discuss what this means for your business. You can reduce duplicate effort of input with real-time uploads of CRM information with our online lead forms and import routines. There will be an increase in decision-making capabilities due to better visibility into leads, prospect, and customer information and trends. You can increase sales and reporting through targeted marketing campaigns and ROI analysis. Embedded CRM eliminates the need for multiple applications and integration strategies in tracking lead, prospect, and customer information. And remember, once live on NetSuite leading practices, there are plenty of advanced features and functionalities to take advantage of when the time is right. So as your business grows, NetSuite is there to scale